So Laid Back Beauty, I'm in love with her. So easy. And the Laid Back Beauty look, I've already done my basic foundation, and I don't think I have my eyebrows on. This morning was a little bit wild. So we live in Makaha, Hawaii, which is kind of rural. It's on the far northwest corner, and you can't, if you were able to go around through to the North Shore from Makaha, you'd be about 15 minutes from the North Shore, but you can't because of some mountains and some communication stuff, and also drop StreamYard link to join the live stream. No, well, I guess I could. I don't really want anybody else on here right now, but thanks, Samantha, for the tip. I love that, and I will think about that for next time. Um, I so we live in a very rural community. Everett is going to a camp in Honolulu at Hawaii Pacific University right now. So if you've ever been to Honolulu on a Hawaii cruise, you have been to the Aloha Tower. So I'm sitting in the parking lot right now, and I don't know if I can switch my camera around or not, but I'm looking at Hawaii Pacific University at the Aloha Tower Marketplace. So that's where I'm at doing my makeup, I have my ring light right over the thing of my car. I have some pictures on my iPad that I wasn't able to get it to connect to the internet from the parking lot, and it's really noisy outside, so I didn't go into the main open air shopping area to do it there. But so we drove an hour to get here, and I'll be here in town until 3:30 today when the camp ends. So, all right. So we're going to start with our makeup. I've got my basic foundation on. And today was definitely, I've been more prepared the last couple of days, but today is definitely a laid back day. I'm going to start with a little bit of my contour powder, which is the same color as the hazelnut eyeshadow, which is going to be the star of this show. And I just realized that I didn't bring my mirror. So I've got my round blending brush. This is one of my favorite things. And I'm going to do really light contouring right here. Okay. What? Okay. So I've got my little contour going. And I'm going to do underneath my jawline. Now, you don't have to do this level if you are in a hurry like I was this morning. I'm going to then use my blush in Shy Blush with my beautiful cheek brush. Oh boy, where'd she go? Okay, cheek brush needs to be cleaned. Shy Blush right here, and I'm going to do right here on the apples of my cheek. Okay, great. You can see how that gives me just a tiny little bit of color. Then we're going to go to our eyeshadow choices, and I'm going to double check what it says because I've been doing it two different ways. Okay, so I'm going to use Crystalline, which is a light white color, as my eyeshadow choice, as my light color, and I'm going to use Hazelnut as my second color. And I think I might even get crazy and blend a little bit of my blush in. But Crystalline, now first, let's talk about my eyelids and the fact that they are a little bit discolored. While I did put on my foundation this morning, I did not get to all of the other stuff. So I'm going to do that red lipstick trick for you again for under eye correction. And when you request samples, either of this look or a different look, I'm going to be adding a red lipstick in red stiletto with your samples. And you might be like, ooh, pretty. I love red. This is, sure, put it on your face. That's fine. Or put it on your mouth. But this is for your under eyes specifically. So, there we go. going to put that on first. I know, great. Looks like I have been attacked by a serial killer, like I was the recent victim of something. Okay, let me get a little closer. And then I'm going to take a clean blending brush and I'm going to lightly, this is not as great as I would like. Oh, you know what? I have a compact mirror in my perfect palette right here. So, ta-da, she's to the rescue. Okay. This has definitely been a week for me. It's been interesting. I had already set myself up to be able to record content in my minivan because I knew we were going to be living in a rural area and it was going to be an hour drive to get to town, so I wouldn't have time to dash home and do things like that. But there's definitely some things you neglect to think of even when you're going through the logistics. Okay, so we've got that on, and now we did red, and now I'm going to layer on my, oh, and here's my other mirror. This is so precious. This is something Mary Kay gave me as a gift. I don't remember for what. It's one of my favorites. Little heart-shaped compact with double mirrors on it. I don't know if one is magnifying or not. I don't know. So we've got our concealer, and then we're going to also conceal. We're going to do under eye corrector on your eyelids. And this has the difference between this and regular concealer is that this has a little bit of a light reflecting quality and it's more peachish beige. Now, where did the tube go? I don't know. We're going to find all of those things later. And I'm also going to layer on my friend. Oh, here's the tube. One of my friends who's not in Mary Kay taught me this concealer trick recently. Well, she probably reminded me that I know it. Let's be real. I've been in the beauty industry a long time. There's a lot of things that I have forgotten that I already know. And I know that any of you who are better than 50 or 60 totally get me, where we're starting to see all of the things that were trendy when we were younger adults, not just kids, but younger adults come back. So I just added a little of Deep Ivory Perfecting Concealer. Your shade is going to depend on your skin tone. And the concealer, you can tell a little bit of the difference. These are really close in color. The Ivory Concealer and the Under Eye Corrector. The Under Eye Corrector is more like pink coral. And even though I could use that as a concealer, it's a little bit different. What do you call it? Now, here's another trick that I learned recently that you'll want to know. So let's say that you're just mostly a concealer girl and you're like, oh, I like to use concealer all over my face. Don't use the one that comes like this all over your face. What you really want is a CC cream, which is a color correcting cream. And that is often mislabeled as a foundation. It's really not. It's just going to be like concealer for all over your face. It's going to even out your skin tone like we just did with the eyelids. Now, can you go around like that with just that? Sure can. That's a perfect option, especially for active lifestyle or like here in Hawaii where you need a little bit of sunscreen and you need a little bit of coverage and you need a little bit of a skincare benefit. It's a great way to do it. So you can see how nice and matted out my eyelid area is. This is going to provide a much better base for the lighter color so that we're not having to counteract the red that's naturally under my eyelids. And this is also great because we've all had sinus issues the last couple of days. So I've got nice big black circles under my eyes. And that's not cute. It's not a look that's really working for anyone, but you know, that's what happens when you're an allergy sufferer over 40. Okay, so let's start with our application. I'm going to use this brush, this is actually the cream color brush, and this is my favorite. We also have this girl, which is the all over eyeshadow brush. That doesn't really work, does it? All over eyeshadow brush. This is a different version because it's metal. The current ones all look like this. And I'm going to use, I like the cream concealer brush because it is just the easiest to use. Okay, let's go back to our mirror situation here. All right. The problem is that the StreamYard camera is backwards for me. Okay, so I'm going to use my crystalline. Because of my eye shape, because it's a little bit close set and it's a little bit small and deep, I am going to put my light in basically on my sinuses. And I'm going to really pack it in there. And I might use it a little bit up to my brow, but that actually, the lighter magnifies, and because my eyes are deeper set, I really want to focus on magnifying this part. What I like about this laid back beauty look is that it's two colors. It's two really easy colors. The crystalline, which is basically a white, then your hazelnut, which is a matte brown, a nut brown, and I'm using the same brush. You can do that. You can do it differently. And then I'm going to just do on the outer, basically half to 2/3 of my eye, I'm going to do hazelnut, and I'm sweeping it in because the motion of the color does make a difference in the way that it's applied. Okay, and look at how gorgeous this is just by itself without anything else. This is super easy. This is classic. If you're a model, if you are a professional woman, whatever you're doing, this is really easy for you to create a look like this and then add something fun, an extra color, navy, a darker brown, a peach. I think I'm going to add a little bit of that peach blush with it because I think that would be really, really beautiful. Okay, so this particular look does call for doubling up on our crease color, and so I'm going to add a little bit more dimension with the hazelnut. I am going to switch to, well, actually, am I going to switch to an angle brush? Probably. Let's be real. We have great brushes in the Mary Kay collection, and they're all about $16 retail individually for these eyeshadow brushes. We're going to be, so I'm going to switch to this angle brush, and I'm going to build in a little bit more of definition in the crease just by layering more hazelnut on. So you don't always have to change colors if you love your color, or if you want to keep it really simple and just be working with a perfect palette for travel or on the go. Particularly, I know I'm working with the Women's Social Club of Oahu, Women of Oahu Social Club. There's a lot of people who are models for local brands in here, and I was just talking to Ray, who is heading all that up. She was telling me that models here have to do their own makeup. So if you're a model in Woo, I would love to help you get your makeup look laid, your basic look laid. Hat, funny. I would love to help you. And if you're a professional woman, if you're just a regular old beauty lover of any gender, I would love to give you my personal time and my expertise to create a look that projects the image that you want out in the world. So this is what we've got going so far. Let's find our blush again. I love this. And then I'm going to add brown eyeliner. And I believe, did I get any mascara on? I have a little bit of mascara on, but you're going to see the difference between one coat and many coats. Okay, so let's add a little bit of this girl right here. Okay. And I'm going to place that this color, because of the color, I want to place it right over the center of my eye, and I'm building it a little bit on top of where the crystalline is. And this is going to be, oh yeah, this is a real wow moment. And what I love about this is that it's still basically reading really neutral with visual interest. And I think that's what I want in a laid back look, is wows with visual interest. Because especially when you're packing for a trip, an extended trip, a business trip, or like what you need to have with you in order to function in your day, to feel fresh and to present professional, especially if you're on camera a lot, as I am. You want to keep it simple. So, all right, let's go now to browse. I'm going to use there's a new clear brow gel that's shown with this particular look, but I am going to use the tinted one because for me, and you just need to use, this is great for people who can't see a lot because you can, if you're low vision, if you have prescription lenses that you wear, this is a great way to be to get your brows on without having to pencil. And that you can see that's a really big difference, the framing. Now, I grew up with Brooke Shields eyebrows, so the whole idea of coloring my eyebrows in was a little bit like, what are you talking about, for a long time, because they were big and bushy. And then, of course, I'm a child of the 90s, so I overplucked those suckers. And now I need some fill-in, and I have vision problems. So that makes for a perfect marriage. All right, so finally, we're going to do, well, now we're going to get to mascara. I'm waterproofing it to add to my, maybe I don't have any eyelashes on. It's hard to tell sometimes. And I know there's so many ways to get your lashes. I know there's lash extensions and perms and tinting. And I love all of that. And that's great. But you have to have time to do that. And I don't always have time. But I do love a mascara. And you can have multiples of them for less expensive sometimes than those lash services. And you can always pick an extra one up. Our mascaras, I believe, are like between $16 and $18. Sometimes the prices, I get them mixed up because I have been in Mary Kay for a very long time, and I'm very clear on what everything was in the first 2 years of my career, which is now older than some of you watching this. So, sorry. Okay, mascara, love her.